Hey, I'm Sudhi from Organic Sphere. I'm running this balanced lifestyle podcast for Organic Sphere, and I'm here with Mr. Saral from the Bay Area. He is going to share some of his recent experiences with adopting the ancient grains and the oils, the bull ribbon oils, and how he's seeing the change in his health and other related issues that he seemed to have overcome. So here you go, Saral. Sir, thank you for your time, and uh, if you could please let us know a little bit about yourself, and then we can start off the Q&A.
Yeah, sure. Hi, thank you, Sudhi, for bringing me here. I'm basically from India, like from South India. So we mainly we came here in the area like 12 years back. So we've been mainly going through the rice and wheat diet in India, as we just continued the same diet here in US. So after that, like after like 4 5 years here, when I touched like around 35 36 years, I started getting the diabetes, and slowly the A1C levels was like keep on rising every year. Every year it keeps rising from 5.5 to 6.5, 7.5. So there was no change in that. Doctors was prescribing me the metformin and all that treatments, and then it reduces. But what the problem is, I had some allergies. Like my hair fall was like a problem. Like I had some hair falls. Not sure if that's because of metformin, but maybe there might be some side effects. What the doctors was telling. So then I was like looking for other opportunities, like other options, and then somebody from my WhatsApp group in a local WhatsApp group was mentioning about some millet groups, and it was I think it was Vinoy. So he sent an invite as in a group, and then I just joined that group, and then I started learning about the millet journey of different people. Like I came to across Dr. Kader and his experience about millets and what he's doing and all that. It initially it was a little new for me. It was I haven't tried millets before, so it's been throughout my life. It has been like rice and wheat, and I was told that wheat is better than rice, saying that it has much more fiber and all that stuff. But when we are talking about millets, like they were talking about fiber, which exponentially a lot compared to rice and wheat, which was really shocking for me because I wasn't aware of that before. So I tried to do that. I thought, okay, I will let me try that out, and I was learning about it. And as part of the group, I was able to know about different aspects of having a healthy lifestyle. Like, for example, stop using the refined oil and go for the bull ribbon oil. That was a big difference. And there was some more things like try to reduce the meat intake and the dairy products, reducing the dairy products, stop using the A1 milk and start using the A2 cow's milk for making curd. The differences between how these things are going to impact your health and all that. We came to know a lot of things from these groups, and after that, I was able to attend a meeting with there was some like Dr. Kader came sometime in Bay Area last year back, and then I was able to meet.
July, last July, right?
Yeah, last
Yeah,
July.
yeah.
So I was able to meet him, and he was explaining me all those things, like the history behind how he went through all those research and all that. And after that, so I was much more interested in millets because looking at all these the scientific reasons behind using the millets, I was completely into it. But I wasn't sure from where do you start. Like the first thing that Dr. Kader was telling us, start with ambali. Ambali is going to be kind of the medicine for the people who have like diseases. Like in my case, it was diabetes. So I started with that. Ambali was like initially it was a little hard for me. It was I didn't have the problem with the taste, but I was having some doubts on how whether it's getting fermented properly and all that. But luckily, I was able to attend another one retreat in Sacramento with the help of Ramesh. So he helped me show what is Ambali and all that, and that gave me a big insight into how to make it. So in between all these things, what happened is sometime in 2021 or 2022 beginning, there was I was trying to buy these millets and it was very expensive online and everywhere. And what I came across was there was one place, one grocery, Indian grocery, where they were selling a millet called like the brand name was some like Ahar or something. They were selling it for damn so cheap rate, like it was like $4 for 2 pounds. And I wasn't sure whether it's a good thing or not bad thing. I just thought, okay, it's millet, everything is good. And I started buying it. I bought it like 40-50 pounds, thinking that it's not going to go bad and I can use it for a year. um, but the thing is, I was using that. um, my A1C levels was not, it was growing down, it was not increasing, at least it was not going down. So until the last November, I wasn't sure about what was the mistake. And after I went to Sacramento's retreat, like Dr. Sarala was there. So I was asking them like, what is the problem that I'm seeing? And then we got like 2 sachets of organic sphere millets through that retreat, and I tried that one. So I tried that millet versus the millet that I was having earlier. So the earlier one was like a polished millet. And what I came to know about is polished millet has some nutrients which has been lost, and those are some of the nutrients which is really going to make a big difference in treating these diseases. So then I tried this organic sphere millets. Like it was very good. Like it was um, the taste wise, it was not a big difference, but at least the health wise, I could see a big difference. The but the problem was everything was fine. My A1Cs has slowly come down. I started to use the kashayas too. So the three things that I would say that made a big difference in my health was millets. The first thing, I stopped thinking about the money aspect of it, like the cheap millets. I stopped doing that. I started to follow the right way of doing it. The Bushi method was another interesting thing that I liked about organic sphere, which I prefer. I use that one rather than using the other industrialized ways of dehusking it. And then the other two things was the bull driven oils and the kashaya. So these are the three things that it helped me a lot. And yeah, I think I'll just continue with that.
Sure, good to know. And the first question was that it did. So, from which day did the A1C level change? After a week, after 2 weeks, and or on a daily basis? How often were you testing for A1C? Or if you could just elaborate a little bit more on that. Generally, this is an instant era, right? Where they want to see, everybody wants to see results instantly. Of course, for any lifestyle change or any food or lifestyle change, you need to give it some time. How quickly were you able to see the change after you started adopting the unpolished millets?
So it was not quick. It took me a while because A1C is like an average of 90 days of blood test. So it took me at least 3 to 4 months to see that difference because I was on my A1C levels were like close to 10 when I started this. It came back to like 8.5 now. So that's much more a big difference. Earlier, before the millets, what I was doing was I was taking those metformins and lipicides, those tablets. It gave that the same result. Like it came down to like 8 and all that, eight A1Cs from 10. but I don't know what is going to be the side effect of it. So I stick with the millets. The only thing I cannot say is whether the millets or the bull driven oil or the kashaya make the difference, because I did all the three. So all the three I did in combinations. So I cannot confirmly say that this is the one that is helping me, but definitely millet has made a big difference,
Yeah,
especially
and
the one for.
generally, I think millets does it's a huge differentiator in terms of oils, right? Most of them are refined oils, and you know what kind of processing that happens with refined oils. That's pretty much evident. So the oils is more, you know, if you really look at your, you know, if you give your millet-based food, any dishes, whether you're from southern part of India or northern part of India, predominantly if the millet is the central source, the other sources are your, you know, the khichdis or dals or lentils or sambars or rasams that you eat with it, or your ambli, whatever style of ambli you want to make. In those, the usage of oil in sambar, rasam, and all that, or even curries, the usage of oils is very minimal, right? Your major chunk of your food or food supplement is your millet. So millet is has made a change, right? If
Right.
you have to summarize it that way, yes. But the additional benefits of the oils is, like, you know, it helps in other things, like it will cover the other aspects, the inflammation, the allergies, and you know,
Mhm.
things like that. And you would you know, continue, if you continue this path, the good things will continue, right?
Yeah.
Rather than slipping over it. And I think the one thing that I have found very useful is adopting kashayas instead of you know, coffee, tea kind of a thing, in the morning or whenever you feel like you want to have some kind of beverage. I think it would be a great addition if you are
Right.
already not doing it. For example, when I'm actually after lunch, you tend to fall asleep and you have meetings and you know you need to work. Then I think at that moment in time, I generally prefer lemongrass, kashayam lemongrass tea.
Mm.
I think that really helps. And one thing that in you know, the as a holistic lifestyle, I mean, we stay in Houston, Texas. I mean, you know, the way, you know, you have the liberty to own substantially bigger backyards as compared to other places like California. We tend to grow these you know, these plants in our backyard, and that's something we encourage as well as part of the lifestyle. Even doctor encourages to grow this because it's not really readily available. So if you really look at the kashayam, the leaves, it is the fresh leaves that will deliver you like a grade result.
Yes.
Then the any powders and stuff like that is all B grade. It's good, but it's not. It doesn't have the same impact as a fresh leaves that you would consume with. So, having said that, if we can go to the next one, you did mention about the initial challenges of, you know, sourcing the right kind of millet and things like that. Beyond your A1C improvement, what other health benefits did you and your family get from beyond this? I mean, what is your lifestyle look like? Do you have your breakfast, lunch, dinner? How does that look like?
Yeah. So earlier, I used to have like 3 meals a day, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So after that, after the millet, what happened is I cut short at the meals from 3 to 2. So it's going to be like morning 10 in the morning. I'll have the ambali or khichdi, which will be a little heavy. And then and evenings, I would be using making some curd or anything, something related to curd, like mixing the ambali with the curd, the whatever leftover ambali was there, or I would try some soup. Those are the two things that I used to have. As a side, I used to may have some pickles or like papads, or some vegetables or cereals like the green gram. the horse gram, and the cowpeas. These are some things that we used to take a lot when I was a kid in
Yeah,
Kerala.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, yeah.
we used to. I went back to that, instead of taking consuming the meat or other stuffs. I started slowly, gradually come back to this thing. I'm not sure if I can completely do this, because what happens, the only challenge I had is like when I'm going out, if I'm meeting with my friends, it's going to be very hard for me to have all these diets. So those
Mhm.
are the times then I have to just sacrifice this, because it's easy to say that I cannot eat, but it's not been like good to do that. So once in a while I do have rice and wheat and all that,
Yeah,
but I
cheat
try
days.
to, yeah, cheat days.
Yeah.
So I try to do it as limited as possible. The other thing was, after realizing the drawbacks of refined oil, I stopped. I completely reduced outside food, like the hotel food. I realized I know what is a problem that is going to cause to our body, and that made me the difference of reducing that intake from outside. So that has helped a lot. And with my wife, I think she had some hormonal imbalances earlier, like so she was having some problems with her hormones and all that. But luckily what happened is, after the COVID, we started growing our food, like the vegetables and all that, in our backyard. So that helped a lot, I guess. In addition to that, um, for the millet part, she hasn't been, honestly speaking, she couldn't still adjust to that millet diet. um, but I cannot convince her as well, because she didn't had any diabetes problems so far. Her sugars were all good, like cholesterol, pressure, everything was normal. She had no problems at all. She still enjoy eating the rice. I request her to do some millet diet, but once in a while she joins me. But it's been like I alone have this millet at this time. So
Yeah, it's also about motivating each other in the family, right? It's
right.
like in my family, I started using it first, and then when doctor met me in 2018, my personal experience, I he as soon as he entered my organic sphere stores, he said, Sudhi, you're going to die in 8 months, man, with this kind of weight you have, right? As soon as he saw me, that's his reaction. Man, you're hefty. You're 200 plus, and yeah, but it's going to be heartbreaking for your family if you don't do something about it. Then I don't know. I mean, I was kind of shocked. My wife was there, and she was like shocked. And then it took a little bit of time for us to start eating it, because it was we had never tasted anything like millets before in 2017, 2018. And then we once we started using it, the next time he came back in 2019, and then he saw me, and I say, oh, are you eating millets now? Yeah, how do you know? He said, I mean, I can see the change. You have reduced weight now. I mean, the weight reduction was drastic. I didn't even have to, I just do bare minimum walking. Whatever I do in my warehouse and those kind of stuff is what I do. Beyond that, I just don't have enough time to go and do it. Specifically, spend 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. I mean, I just have 1 hour in the morning and I just do it. And then during the course of my work, it's always working, standing and working, and then predominantly walking. And that made a huge difference.
Right.
Now, then my mother, who has been diabetic for some time, in last 1 year, I have convinced her to um, go with millets, and I force her to eat it. She stays with me, so now her diabetes is in control, her A1C is in control. She had other problems in her legs and all that, the leg pain and all of that. That completely has drastically reduced. She had some other issues because of the hormonal imbalances. All of those is reduced. So for me personally, I'm going through these life changing moments. At when after almost 15 years, my we had a baby boy. We had my first year was like almost she was going to college, and I have a boy son. I had a son. It's like all of this, I credit all of this to millets, because before that, we health was horrible, completely very stout bodies. We were not even in a good shape.
Right,
So
right.
I think it did make a huge difference. I think it is all about motivating each other in the family. I think that would really help. And then considering the challenges that you had, having the right kind of millet sources and things like that, what is that advice that you would like to give the newbies who wants to adopt such a lifestyle? And then in terms of your views, how has it reshaped your views and about wellness and all that? And apart from that, one last thing is, do you actually go for a walk in the morning, evening, fitness levels? Do you go to a fitness center or things like that? If you could share a little bit more on that, I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, sure. So for the first thing, the mistake that I made initially was, I was first of all, everybody surrounding me was discouraging me from going towards millet, like my friends or my wife or maybe any my whoever was I was talking to. They were telling about millets were like, you should eat take the tablets or you should take the metformin. Don't consider millet. Millet is just a food. It may not help you and all that. There were so many discouraging facts, right? So I was not fine. I was still proceed to go with the millet, but the problem was I made a wrong choice. So when I'm consuming something which was like industrially may manufactured like polished millets, the nutrients or the impact is going to be very light. Like you're not going to see that difference very soon. So if somebody, so what happened is like I was eating the millets, I wasn't seeing a difference. Slowly, my confidence level starts to go down. Then after some time, I meet with people, folks. Then I tried some more. I met with, I went to the retreat and all that. I met Dr. Kader once, and then again I start try doing that. It is not reducing the A1C. So that confidence level when you're a new person who wants to try millet for your health benefit, it's not going to see that big difference. So my recommendation is always go with the polished, the unpolished one, especially with whatever Dr. Kader is recommending, like the Buchi method, way of dehusked millets. Um, the reason I'm telling is it may cost you more initially, but you get that confidence. So once you get that confidence in millets, then you will not turn back. But in my situation, it took me more than a year to convince myself, because I made a wrong decision in the first place. So anybody coming new, I would recommend just throw your money into it and then just buy something and make sure that you are getting that confidence first of all, because if you are not confident, then it's very hard to convince your family to consume millets. So that's one number one thing. The second thing is, after I went through all these things, I understand that whatever was told to us in our schools, in our textbooks and all the scientific journals and everything is completely wrong. Millet has so many potential in it, and it was never considered as a food for so many years. Uh, that gives me an impression like whatever you see or whatever you hear is not always be true. You have to always look for the best that is required for your body. And if somebody is telling that, okay, yeah, millet is having some drawbacks, they might be wrong, they might be misinterpreting something. You shouldn't just believe that and then just stop doing millets. My recommendation is like, if it's helping you and if it's helping your body, just go for it. So that's one thing. With the lifestyle, I used to do some walking and jogging earlier, but after pretty recently I'm not doing a lot. I used to was worried about my A1Cs, and I used to do a lot of joggings initially. After consuming millets, my jogging level has come down, and I have to start that. So I have to do the jogging in the morning when the sun rise. That is also another thing that I noticed. Like I have my office set up in my home, so my window is in such a way that I get the sun rays in the morning. So just by sitting inside in a chair in front of that sun rays near to the window makes a big difference in the morning. So between 7 to 7:30, if the right sunrise is happening, just stay for 20 minutes. It makes a big difference. I don't even go to walking jogging in the morning. So so that's one thing it is helping me, but I wish to do the jogging again once it's weather is getting warm up here. So I'll start going back to the walking regime.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time today. It
Yeah.
was a pleasure talking to you and knowing you, and welcome to the family. I think it's a journey that we all need to take, and we'll have to motivate each other. Thank you so much for your
Sure.
time.
Thank you, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
So that's Saral from the Bay Area, and I think our viewers have learned something about millets, the predominantly the unpolished millets, the bull-driven oils, and the kashayams, how it is making a difference to people's lives. And that's about it from me, Sudhi Sheshachala, signing off from the Balanced Lifestyle Podcast for Organic Sphere. Thank you.